Okay, everybody, we're going to dive into the world of Lightroom presets. So admittedly, this is something I don't have a ton of information and knowledge about, but it's pretty easy to navigate. So I definitely can get you rolling on it and see if it's something that you're interested in. I don't tend to use presets in my own practice, but I think that they're actually very valuable as learning tools because not only do they change what your photo looks like, but you can actually see the changes that happen over here in the actual edit window. So I just want to go over here to the preset drop down under Navigator, and these are all Lightroom presets that come prepackaged in Lightroom. So you have these, you don't have to download them from anywhere, they're just there. And we can go through and open them, and these are Lightroom black and white filters. If I float over, look at the Navigator window, it'll show me a preview of what these presets will do to my photo. So let's go red high contrast. That looks cool. Now if I go over here, I can actually see how it's changing my photo. Look how it's mixing the black and white colors, or the color channels in the black and white layer. And maybe I want to tweak that a little bit. So you can go in and you can use these presets as a jumping off point to edit your photos. I think that's pretty cool because there's the ability to learn from what these things are doing. So if you ever get to a place and you're like, oh, I actually don't like what this preset is all about, you can hit reset right here, and it'll always bring you back to the original. So those are all Lightroom black and white ones. Let's see what we got. Lightroom black and white toned. There's antique light. I think that looks pretty cool. And once again, right, we can go in here and we can see what it's doing, right? And we can make these changes. And this could be a jumping off point where you could make your own presets. And I'll kind of go in and talk about that. So this is kind of cool. Let's see what a cyanotype looks like. Selenium tone. So every time I click on a different preset, it writes over the previous one, right? So it cancels out the previous one. And like I said, if you ever want to go and start over, you can hit reset, or you could go previous. And then once we get down to the Lightroom effects presets, it starts adding on top of the preset. So all of these up here, the black and white filter, the black and white presets, the tone presets, and I believe the color presets, those all overwrite each other as we click on them. But once we get, so I'm going to just pick one that I like here. I like Antique Light. I think that looks good. And then I'm going to go down to Effects, and I'm going to hit, let's go Grain Medium. So Grain Medium isn't going to cancel out Antique Light. It's going to be additive. So if we zoom in, we can now see that my image has this grain to it. So if we go down to the History window, I can go before the grain and show you what that looks like. So there's my image with no grain. This is my image with, let's see if it loads in a second here, medium grain. So it just kind of gives this like antique view of your photos. I think that's kind of cool. And like I said, you can go in and you can tweak the stuff down here, right? That's just in the Effects tab. It just bumped the grain up 56, size 38, roughness 39. You could say, well, maybe it's a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to dial it back a little bit. We could do a vignette, and once again, it's not going to override, the vignette is not going to override the grain, it's just going to be additive to it. And we go vignette 2. Yeah, so that looks pretty good to me. Rounded corners black, what does that do? Oh, that's kind of cool. Actually, I'm going to go previous on that one, I don't like that as much. Let's go vignette. Oh, I must have hit reset on accident, so I went back to the beginning. So let's go Antique Light. Let's go Grain Medium. It's just a really fast way of editing. You can just like click around and find these things really quick. So I think that that's really useful. I'm going to go Vignette 2. And we can always go before and after, right? So here's after, here's before. That changed my photo a ton, and I don't even have to dive into any of the edits over here. And I could apply this same preset combination to any of my photos. So that's how we work with presets that come loaded in Adobe Lightroom. Now I want to talk to you about going to the internet and finding free presets or buying presets. There is no shortage of free presets out there in the world. There are millions and millions and millions of those things. So let's go out to the internet here. All right, here we are. And I just went, I was just kicking around here and found, I just Googled, let's see what I Googled. I think I Googled free Lightroom presets is what I Googled. And I just kind of clicked through some of these websites. And they all had free ones that you could download. They also have ones that you can buy. It's kind of up to you, like what you're interested in and what you want your photos to look like. I went to freepresets.com. I'm just going to click on that. And I found, here's a bunch of preset tabs right here. Each one of these, it looks like, comes with, right, I can go, this one right here, the vintage one, comes with 10 free vintage Lightroom presets. So I can click on this, and it'll bring me to a page where it'll let me preview the preset, right? So it looks like it desaturates the image, kind of makes it kind of foggy looking. There's a description, and then you can also, if you like this preset, you could go and shop similar ones to get these, like, you know, pretty cool things that you can do. I don't know how much presets. Oh, here's some Lightroom presets. Creative Flow, $150. I would imagine that it comes with hundreds, if not thousands, of presets. The portrait bundle, there's wedding photography ones, film emulation. There's a million of these. But like I said, there is probably a couple thousand pages of free Lightroom presets. So I'm just going to download them right now. So I'm just going to hit Start Download. And I'm going to pause the video, and we're going to come back once my presets are downloaded, and I'll teach you how to put them into Lightroom. Okay, so I downloaded my 10 free vintage presets from this website here, freepresets.com. I'm going to hide the window. So I have this folder right here, and there is a PDF on how to install presets, which I think is pretty cool. It looks like there's a video in there too. That's really helpful. There is the XMP files. So these are just the information files. You don't have to do anything with these. And then the third folder is actually where the Lightroom presets exist. And I know that because of the extension .lr template. Lightroom presets, the extension is .lr template. So if I click to open this, there's another folder, Presta Pro 10 vintage presets, double click, Presta Pro, here's 10 free presets that I can get. So I'm going to show you how to get these into Lightroom. So I'm going to go over to Lightroom, and I'm going to go to the Presets tab, and I'm going to right click on the left side of the preset column, and I'm going to make a new folder to put these in. What was the name of the website? I think it was like Presta, P-R-E set Pro. I'm going to call these vintage. Okay, so I'm just making a folder, create. Okay, I'm going to click into that folder. And I'm going to, let's see if we can do this. Right click, and I'm going to say import. When I do that, I'm going to go to where those things existed here. Downloads. Oh no, I gotta find my downloads here. My computer's set up all weird right now. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pause the video while I go search for where my downloads are on my computer. All right, sorry for that interruption. It's really funny. I actually deleted my downloading tab down here, so it was a little bit hard to find. But now I got them. So I opened the Presta Pro vintage folder that I just made, and I'm going to float out here on the left side. I'm going to right click. You can also go control click if you're not using a mouse. And I'm going to hit import, and I'm going to find that folder. Here's the folder that I moved to my desktop from downloads. Double click in there. I'm going to select all 10 of these, and I'm going to hit import. Boom. Now I have these 10 presets. Whoa, and look how crazy they make my photo, but this one already has a preset on it. So let's go to a new photo. Okay, let's go, let me see if I can find like a good photo for my vintage presets that I just downloaded. Let's make my entrance room of my house with my skateboards and stuff. Let's see what these do. Oh, that's kind of cool. And like I said, these were just free, right? And you can apply these to tons of photos if you want, as many photos as you want. The other cool thing is you're actually seeing the actual changes that it makes over here. So if you find something that you're like, oh yeah, this looks cool, but I want to make it, let's actually find one here that I want to mess with. I don't necessarily think this is a good photo or anything, but it's kind of... Okay, let's say we like this one. We like Faded 2 or whatever this one is called. We're going to go over here, and we see that it bumps the white balance down a little bit. brings up the exposure, down the highlights, all this stuff, black and white, does all that stuff. Let's see if it does anything with split toning. Yep, look, it's doing split toning here. So let's say that we actually want to change the split tone a little bit. Let's make it really red. Let's make it look great. That looks cool to me. Right? So you can do all of these things. You can just use this and change it as you want. So I think that that's a really helpful thing. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is how to make your own presets. So let's go to another folder. But like I said, you can end up with thousands, hundreds of thousands of these things. And I don't, I'm definitely not an expert of what ones are good and which ones are bad, but I bet a little bit of research and you could find all about presets. So let's go to this photo and let's make some edits here. So I want to make like a really stylized one now that I've looked at all these presets here. I'm going to go here, I'm going to open up the highlights. So I'm just editing this photo how I want it to look, and then I'm going to say, I'm going to keep this preset so I can then apply it to all my other photos. You guys are like, I think Buzzy might have lost his mind a little bit. All right, let's actually go, let's go saturation. Oh, sorry, I forgot to grab the, okay, let's do a vignette. New chromatic aberrations, and let's go like a darken vignette. Okay, there's my edit right there. I think that looks awesome. I just made all these changes. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to hit plus. Preset name, we're going to call it, I don't know, flowers. Oh, we're going to call it old flowers. And it's going to be saved in user preset. And I can pick all of this stuff that I want it to be included in there, right? We could have everything on here. So you can make a preset that includes all of these things. And I'm going to show you how to synchronize edit eventually, and that's going to be very similar to this. So I'm just going to say create. Now, under user presets, I have old flowers preset. So now I could go to any photo that I want. I could go to this photo and hit old flowers, and boom, it would add that change. So that's how you can make your own presets, how you can download them from the internet, or how you can just use the ones that come preloaded in Lightroom. I hope that was helpful for you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.